All right, today we're going to be making a types of sources foldable. We're going to start it today with primary sources and we'll finish it after we learn about secondary sources. So the materials you're going to need to do this are a piece of paper that you're actually going to make your foldable out of. This can be a piece of notebook paper, a piece of printer paper, construction paper, whatever you have around. You will need a piece of notebook paper because this is how you're going to store it in your binder. Obviously something to write with, and then a glue stick. Okay, so to make your foldable, we're going to kind of make like a barn door foldable. So what you're going to do with your piece of paper laying horizontally, not vertically, you're going to fold in the two sides so that they meet in the middle, okay? That way you'll be able to open each side of your foldable to see the material that you have written. Okay, so like I said, today, after you've read through today's lesson, we're going to be working on the primary sources side. So what I want you to make sure you include on your foldable, on the front side, so when it's closed, you're going to write primary sources. And underneath that, we're going to write first-hand accounts. Because remember, primary sources are when someone is actually there when it happens. Okay, so they are a first-hand account. It means what they're telling you is from somebody's person or somebody from that was there. So then when you open this up, on the flap, I want you to write what a primary source is. And you can copy this down if you would like, or you can put it into your own words. And a primary source is a description of an event from someone who was there to experience it. And I did underline someone who was there because that is very, very important for a primary source. Okay, remember, it's someone who was actually at the event. And then in the center part, I've started to list some types of primary sources. Some types could be a diary or a journal. It could be an autobiography. And an autobiography is a story about someone's life, but they have written it themselves. That's why we put auto. Okay, if somebody else wrote the story about them, it would just be a biography. But if the person who the story is about is doing the actual writing, it's an autobiography, and that makes it a primary source. Speeches are primary sources. Photographs, videos are all types of primary sources. Feel free to add additional primary sources that you learned about today to the list, because this is not all of them. Okay, so you can always add more to the list. All right, so today, like I said, you're just going to be working on the primary sources side. Next time, we'll be working on the other side. But before we go, we want to attach this to the piece of notebook paper so we can put it into our binder and so we don't lose it. So we're going to put some glue on the back side. Okay, not on the flaps, just on the very back side, because we still want to be able to open it and read what we have written inside. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on the back, and then I'm going to stick it to my piece of notebook paper. So now I can put this into my binder, and I'm not going to lose it, but I can still open up the flaps and be able to read the information that we've put on the inside.